Hey guys, we've got another semi video for you. There's been so many semi videos, but things have really been kicking into high gear on both the trailer and the tractor. So I've got some amazing things to show you today. We've got more fabrication work was done on the ramp, which I'll show you. Little things to make it more structurally sound, more accurate to the series. We've started the prep work to get the carpet in. On the tractor, we've got the sleeper mounts installed, and we're getting ready to mount the sleeper. And probably the most exciting part is we've started installing the lights in the trailer, and we have a bank of them that are done, and we're going to power them up for you today. So you're going to see a portion of the office lit up. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'll show you a little bit how I did it. Had to fudge a few things to make the panels fit and to kind of make it all work in, you know, the actual trailer versus a soundstage. But I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think you guys are going to like it as well. And then we're also going to talk about the plans for the semi in terms of when it will be finished. I have a deadline now, I guess you could say, and also wanted to see if there's any cabinet makers out there. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. It's kind of all hands on deck. Going to hopefully get this semi done soon. So stay tuned. We got a lot to cover today. All right, so Zach, our welder, and Damian Knight were here this past weekend to do some more work on the ramp, specifically weld the heck out of it. Get, you know, whenever we showed it to you before, there were a lot of pieces that were just kind of tacked in just to make sure everything worked. Well, now that we're sure that this is where it wants to be, Zach came down yesterday and he and Damian welded the heck out of this thing. The trailer will disintegrate before the ramp does. This thing is built to last the ages. So let me peel the plastic off and I'll show you kind of where we're at with this. Now I have it covered because it was raining earlier. All right, peel this back, then I'll bring you in a little closer. All right. So, like I said, welded, solid. It's so awesome, so awesome. Couple things. Now, in my last video, I talked to you a little bit about the diamond plate and how we use steel instead of aluminum and how that's the way it was on the show. Well, I'm not 100% sure it was actually steel. And some of you guys pointed this out in some of the comments in my last video, but there's a shot from the Wrong Crowd where you can see the edge of the ramp here, and people were saying, well, you've got the steel frame, then there was a steel plate, and then they had aluminum on top of it. Now, obviously, we're doing this the best we can. There were no drawings, no blueprints, so we're going just by pictures. But I'm starting to think that maybe that is correct, that they had a steel layer for the structure, and then they put aluminum diamond plate on the top. For now, we're gonna leave it as is. We're gonna clean this up. We are gonna paint it with that industrial coating I talked about. We're gonna paint it silver, but we may end up putting a thin layer of aluminum diamond plate on top. So we'll see where that goes. Another thing, a lot of you guys commented, we switched out, you know, we had wire clamps here. We switched them out because they actually use ferrules on the show, as you can see here. So we switched them out. That's exactly the way they were on the show, and that's gonna provide us, I think, a better grip. You'll notice that the cable is not up right now. That's because in our work the other day, we ended up having to cut that cable because it was frayed a little bit from all kinds of stuff, and now this cable is too short. So we have a new cable coming. It's only short by like a foot too, which is annoying. We have a new cable coming, so then we'll get this all rerun back up there. So that's why the door is down and covered, because we can't lift the door right now. So we've been using the Todco door once again to close and seal everything up as best we can. All right, so like I said, Zach welded all of this, mainly from the underside, got everything secure. This is now 1000% strong enough for a car to go up, no problem. Can't put a Trans Am up here yet because I think the angle, we're gonna scrape the bottom. That's why we need the ramp extensions, which we'll talk about here in a second. All right, this is the other update that I wanted to show you. So Zach came in and he got the supports, these braces welded in to support this hinge pipe. So make sure nothing happens there. These are exactly as you see on the show. There's some good screenshots where we see this brace right here welded just the way it is. So we've recreated that on both sides. And then right here, you know, originally that Todco, the latch receiver is under that middle plate, but this is what they did. They welded in additional steel plates here just to give it more of a smooth transition up to the diamond plate. So this is all completely redone and accurate, down to the 3-piece design with no welds in the middle there, just the way that they did it back in the day. So the other thing he did, which I don't know if I can get under here and show you, maybe I can, is right there. I don't know if you can see, there's a metal plate right there. That's the mount for the winch, the rear winch that's going to control the ramp extensions. So that Zach got welded in, that's all ready to go. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the ramp extensions. I'm really excited to announce that the ramp extension pieces, everything we need to create the ramp extensions, have been ordered, and we should have those parts in 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm definitely excited about that. The ramp extensions were designed by the same man who designed this ramp, same man who designed and helped fabricate the sleeper. Glenn Holzer did an amazing job. So those are getting fabricated. We'll have those here in 3 to 4 weeks, and then Zach's gonna come back and we're gonna get the ramp extensions in. And as part of all that, we also ordered the aluminum skin that's gonna go on the outside of the door to kind of finish it off. And we already have the fake hardware that they had on the back of the door to make it look like swing doors, but it really wasn't. We have all that. So that won't go on until the trailer's painted. But really, within a month, we should have the remaining pieces to 100% finish this door, which is incredible. It's so exciting. And then there's little things we'll need to do, like, again, we're gonna have to get the winch, get it up there, get it installed. They did have originally on this door, there was a mechanical lock. And in fact, if you look, and I've talked about this before, but if you look way up at the top of that header panel, right in the center, you see that vertical slit. There was a hook in there, a spring-loaded hook. So when the door closed, there was a cut in the diamond plate. So when the door closed, that hook would go into the diamond plate and lock and provide a mechanical way to hold the door shut. Because we don't, going down the road, you don't want the door held in just by the cables. That's not very safe. So they had that mechanical hook, and then there was a pull cable that someone, down here could reach up, pull the pull cable, and it would pop that, and then the door could open. So we got to replicate all of that. So that's on the list. All right, so that's where we're at with the ramp. So don't forget, we're still accepting donations for our semi-donor wall. It's gonna have, at this point, like 500 names on it of everyone that has donated towards the restoration of this semi. So if you are interested in getting your name on the donor wall, it's a minimum $100 donation. You can just go ahead and donate to our GoFundMe page. The link is down in the description below. That's the easiest way to do it. You donate there, your name is automatically added to the donor list. We're also still selling our trailer tags made from pieces of aluminum that we pulled off of this trailer during its restoration. We made these wonderful night shield shaped tags. We have a very limited quantity of those left, and all of that helps. All of it goes towards the restoration of this semi, and we are nearing the home stretch, as you're about to see. All right, let's move to the tractor for just a moment. So the tractor hasn't had much work done on it since the work day we had where we put the sleeper on, but this past weekend, Joe Davis, local guy, his diesel mechanic, knows these trucks inside and out, has been a huge help. He came down and drilled the holes for the sleeper mounts. So all the holes are drilled, but you can see this one sleeper mount has been installed, and we're gonna put a steel bracing across here, and then there's rubber bushing, steel bracing, and that's gonna clamp down to the sleeper, and then we will have the sleeper permanently mounted, which is gonna be awesome. I should say permanently. It's gonna come off to get painted, but it needs to be driven to the paint shop, so the sleeper needs to be secured. So it's gotta get all that figured out first. But huge help. Joe was here yesterday for many, many hours in the hot, humid weather, drilling out holes in that frame. So huge thank you to Joe. All right. So let's go ahead inside here. And the first thing you're gonna notice is carpet padding, tack strips. This is all prepped for the carpet. So before too long, we're gonna have 80s red carpet in here, which is right there in those rolls. So I'm excited to get that down. Once we get it down, we are gonna cover it with plastic. We're gonna cover the walls with plastic too, just to kind of protect it all so nothing damages them during the rest of the construction process. All right, I think this is gonna amaze you. So I teased this at the beginning of this video. I have been working on the lighting. Now that we know that the mechanism for the door is working perfectly, now's the time we can start putting in the panels. We don't need to get as quick of access to all of that area anymore now that, now that everything's good. So we started putting up light panels. Now, one thing I noticed when doing this, so the light panels, as you may recall, we got those a while ago through Rich Koval, one of our viewers here, helped us to secure the light panels. The light panels are 2 foot by 4 foot. The problem is the width of this trailer. So 2 foot times 4, 8 foot, right? 96 inches. The width of this trailer is 93 inches. So that tells you right there, 4 panels across is not gonna work. And On the original soundstage it did, because it was wider. So I was messing around with it, trying to like stack the lights on top of each other and thinking, you know, this thing's going to be going down the road. They need to be ultra secure. And I just wasn't happy with what I came up with originally. So then I had this great idea, at least I think it was a great idea, regarding how to mount the lights so they are locked in secure and we don't have to worry about it. Because the other concern is, you know, all of these diffuser panels and this, these diffuser panels are a little bit fragile. They break very easily. In fact, one of the tabs broke on one of those. I have to replace it. So, and that was, you know, it just happened. So I think I came up with an excellent solution to this problem. So I'm gonna take you and we're gonna go up and I'll show you exactly what I did. And then I'm gonna plug in this entire, these two rows, this whole bank of lights right here so you can see, see it lit up for the first time. So, all right, let's go upstairs. So there we go. Now, first let me say, these cables, I know they look messy, they're all gonna be routed. I haven't gotten that far. We're gonna get these all routed and secured down so they don't just, you know, flop up here. And we definitely want them kind of out of the way. There is enough clearance for the cable for the winch. Cable for the winch is up about here, so we'll be fine there, but I wanna get this all cleaned up and nice. So what I did was, I used the vertical E-track that's built into the trailer and I built this framework. Very similar to how I was gonna do the framework before for this roof, except I brought it up a notch, as you can see here. Locked it all in, and then these panels are screwed into this wood. So everything you see here is solid, not moving, easily will handle going down the road. And these panels aren't that heavy either. They're LED. So what I'm doing is, because these are LED, they don't take much juice. We're gonna run this set, so you can see here what I did is I did 3 panels instead of 4. I centered them, and then I don't have them yet, but in here we're gonna put diffusers, like frosted panels in here. And when you power these up, it's gonna fill all of those panels to make it look like there's 4 in here, but there's really only 3. So we're running 6 here, and then we've got this power strip. I added pigtails to each light, and I did that because if one of these needs replaced, it's super easy. You can unplug it, replace it, plug it back in, no problem. So we got this 12 outlet strip. So there's 6 here, the next 6 over here, they're all gonna go on this circuit, and that'll be the office. And then we're gonna do the same thing for the garage. So you'll be able to turn the office on, and you'll be able to turn the garage on separately. Now, these lights have different colors and wattages, and I messed around with them to see which one looks the most like what we see on the show, and I think I have it all set up. So I have this rig now just with, you know, a cord hanging down here. So we are going to go back downstairs and we're gonna plug this in so you can see how awesome this looks. All right, I closed the side door just so you could get a better, you know, wow factor whenever these turn on. So are you ready? Let me grab my extension cord here. I feel like Clark Griswold from Christmas Vacation, you know, when he brings the plug together. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Look at that. How awesome. Oh, it's so awesome. And it's perfect. Like I changed it so it's not, there was a warmer color. There's like a bright white and a warm and one other one, and I set it on the warm one. But look at how it just brightens up everything. I mean, and can you imagine when all of these are done? This thing, it's gonna be amazing in here. Now, right now, when you look up, because I don't have the diffusers in, you can see the different, you know, those panels, 1, 2, 3. So we'll get the diffuser in and you won't be able to see that. But even with the diffuser, look, it perfectly fills up all 4 of the panels. Wait till the red carpet's in here. I mean, this is, yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is so exciting to see this all coming together. What do you guys think? I love it. All right, so we have light in here, which is incredible. So really the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish the lights the rest of the way down. So maybe in our next semi video, you're gonna see the entire inside lit up, which is gonna be amazing. Yeah, I just can't believe how this project is progressing. I'm very happy with how this interior is going. We're gonna get the carpet in here very soon. And then, you know, if you think about it, you get the ceiling done, all the lights in, you get the carpet in, it's cabinet time, right? So definitely going to need some help. You know, before long, we're gonna be building the boomerang unit with all the blinky lights that goes right here. So that's gonna be exciting. And the door, you know, the big submarine door, gotta build that. Yeah, there's still a lot to do. All right, guys, that's the update for today. Lots happening with the semi. Sorry I didn't show you doing any of this stuff, but honestly, it has been so stinking hot and humid here that I'm just drenched in sweat anytime I work on this thing for more than 5 minutes, and you don't want to see that. So, but I'll bring you back along maybe when the weather cools down a little bit more. But even though it's so hot, even though I'm sweating my butt off, I'm still working on the semi. I have a deadline to meet, and I'm gonna do my best to meet it. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you appreciate it. See you again next time.
Hello, friends, it's me, KITT. When I'm not out fighting crime, I like to follow my friends at knightriderhistorians.com. Check it out.